Good morning, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a nice Monday. I'm a little running late this morning. I need to go back and read. Oh man, I got a hole in my pants. Scroll back for a minute. Absolutely praying for you this morning, Meredith. Oreo chaffle sounds good, Mallory. Sounds yummy. All right, my best. All right, my friends. January 30th. I was going to say Job 30th. It's the 30th day of Job. All right. The Lord challenges Job. Job 38, 1 through 41. Then the Lord answered Job from the whirlwind. Who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know so much. Who determined its dimensions and stretched out the surveying line? What supports its Bassy? No. Hey, no. 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 I'll take it away. No. Stop. Lay down. Who determined its dimensions and stretched out the surveying line? What supports its foundations and who laid its cornerstone? As the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Who kept the sea inside its boundaries as it burst from the womb, and as I clothed it with clouds and wrapped it with thick darkness? For I locked it behind barred gates, limiting its shores. I said, this far and no farther will you come. Here your proud waves must stop. Have you ever commanded the morning to appear and caused the dawn to rise in the east? Bassy. Nobody. Have you made daylight spread to the ends of the earth to bring an end to the night's wickedness? As the light approaches, the earth shapes like clay pressed beneath a seal. It is robed in brilliant colors. Light disturbs the wicked and stops the arm that is raised in violence. Have you explored the springs from which the sea comes? Have you explored their depths? Do you know where the gates of death are located? Have you seen the gates of utter gloom? Do you realize the extent of the earth? Tell me about it if you know. Where does light come from? And where does darkness go? Can you take each to its home? Do you know how to get there? But of course you know all this, for you were born before it was all created, and you are so very experienced. Have you visited the storehouses of snow or seen the storehouses of hail? I have reserved them as weapons for a time of trouble, for the day of battle and war. Where is the path to the source of light? Where is the home of the east wind? Who created the channel for torrents of rain? Who laid out the path for the lightning? Who makes it rain on barren land in a desert where no one lives? Who sends rain to satisfy the parched ground and makes the tender grass spring up? Does the rain have a father? Who gives birth to the dew? Who is the mother of the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heavens? For the water turns to ice as hard as rock, and the surface of the water freezes. Can you direct the movement of the stars, building or binding the cluster of the Pleiades, or loosening the cords of Orion? Can you direct the constellations through the seasons, or guide the bear with her cubs across the heavens? Do you know the laws of the universe? Can you use them to regulate the earth? Can you shout to the clouds and make it rain? Can you make lightning appear and cause it to strike as you direct? Who gives you intuition to the heart and instinct to the mind? Who is wise enough to count all the clouds? Who can tilt the water jars of heaven when the parched ground is dry and the soil has hardened into clods? Can you stalk prey for a lioness and satisfy the young lion's appetites as they lie in their dens or crouch in the thicket? Who provides food for the ravens when their young cry out to God and wander about in hunger? The Lord's challenge continues, Job 39, 1 through 40, verse 2. Do you know when the wild goats give birth? Have you watched as deer are born in the wild? Do you know how many months they carry their young? Are you aware of the time of their delivery? They crouch down to give birth to their young and deliver their offspring. Their young grow up in open fields, and they leave home and never return. Who gives the wild donkey its freedom? Who untied its ropes? I have placed it in the wilderness. Its home is in the wasteland. It hates the noise of the city and no driver to shout at it. The mountains are its pasture land, where it searches for every blade of grass. Will the wild ox consent to being tamed? Will it spend the night in your stall? Can you hitch a wild ox to a plow? Will it plow a field for you? Given its strength, can you trust it? Can you leave and trust the ox to do your work? Can you rely on it to bring home your grain and deliver it to your threshing floor? The ostrich flaps her wings grandly, but they are no match for the feathers of the stork. She lays her eggs on top of the earth, letting them be warmed in the dust. She doesn't worry that a foot might crush them or a wild animal might destroy them. She is harsh towards her young, as if they were not her own. She doesn't care if they die, for God has deprived her of wisdom. He has given her no understanding. But whenever she jumps up to run, she passes the swiftest horse with its rider. Have you given the horse its strength, or clothed its neck with a flowing mane? Did you give it the ability to leap like a locust? Its majestic snorting is terrifying. It paws the earth and rejoices in its strength when it charges out to battle. It laughs at fear and is unafraid. It does not run from the sword. The arrows rattle against it, and the spear and javelin flash. It paws the ground fiercely. It rushes forward into battle when the ram's horn blows. It snorts at the sound of the horn. It senses the battle in the distance. It quivers at the captain's commands and the noise of the battle. Is it your wisdom that makes the hawk soar and spread its wings toward the south? Is it at your command that the eagle rises to the heights to make its nest? It lives on the cliffs, making its home on a distant rocky crag. From there it hunts its prey, keeping watch with piercing eyes. Its young gulp down blood. Where there's carcass, there you'll find it. Then the Lord said to Job, Do you still want to argue with the Almighty? You are God's critic, but do you have the answers? Job responds to the Lord. Job 43 through 5. Then Job replied to the Lord, I am nothing. How could I ever find the answers? I will cover my mouth with my hand. I have said too much already. I have nothing more to say. That shut him up. We all think we're so wise. And then there's God, who can do all that. All right. Where's my caption? There it is. Let's read page 45. The poem titled Easter. It's an acrostic. E is for eternity with Jesus, for those who will receive Jesus. A is for agony. Jesus paid the price for our sins. S is for stripes. By his stripes we were healed. T is for truth. Jesus is the true word. Truth from heaven will set you free. E is for the empty tomb. Jesus arose from the grave and conquered death. R is for rent. The moment Jesus died on the cross, the veil of the temple was rent from the top to the bottom. Jesus immediately became our advocate to the Father. April 6, 1982. Advocate definition is one who pleads another's cause. 1 John 2:1 says, My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. All right. All right. Excuse me. Oh, Sarah, that's tough. Yeah, it probably would, Mallory. These are $5 leggings from Walmart. Man, they can't find the infection. Oh. Yeah, right, Susan. I get my hand workout at least. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and end in a word of prayer. Our God, we thank you for today. We thank you for the blessings of today that are ahead of us, that are already known to you, God. And I thank you for giving us breath, and I thank you for giving us life. And I thank you for the opportunity to get up and to serve you today with our actions, with our words, and with our love for others. And I pray that you will help us to do that today, to constantly keep our mission at the front of our mind so that we can serve others well. God, I pray today for Meredith as she gets ready to go to the doctor, that you will just bless her, that you will calm her nerves, and that you will give the doctors wisdom and a clear answer to what is causing her pain. God, we also pray for Sarah and this big, big, heavy decision coming up about a nursing home and the difficulty and all the feelings that surround that, God. And I just pray for your strength for that family. I pray for your wisdom. And I just pray for clear answers for them to know exactly what and how to pursue the next step with her mother-in-law. God, we also pray for Mandy and her mom and this infection that is plaguing her. And I just pray for your healing touch over her today. I just pray for you to clear that infection, give the doctors answers as to what is causing the origin of the infection, and wisdom on exactly how to treat it. God, I just thank you so much for all of your love for us. I thank you for all the wisdom that you give us each day. I thank you for this reading today as a reminder of the might and power of our God, and that we are just nothing, and you are our everything, God. And I just pray today that you will help us to recognize that in everything that we see around us, to recognize the beauty of your creation and the power of God all around us. I pray that you will just go before us today, help us to constantly love on others today, and to be just a blessing to someone that we encounter. In your precious name I pray. Amen. All right, my friends. All right, I'm going to make breakfast today from the cookbook. The next recipe, it's coconut Thai chicken or something like that. It sounds horrible, but I'm going to do it. It is a recipe that I would never choose on my own to make. I'm only doing it because I'm cooking through the cookbook. So we're going to make it. It sounds terrible because I'm not a Thai food person or a coconut person, but who knows? It might be my new favorite recipe. Yes, you can have your Dunkin' wrapper back. All right, my friends. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you live for breakfast in just a few minutes. The dog is insane. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. If I can figure out how to end this today, I'm a little confused this morning. There it is. All right, bye, guys.